Hey, Mike Hill here. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're probably invited here by a friend of yours to hear about the project that we're all getting involved in, and it's absolutely going to blow your mind. Okay, so let me ask you a quick question. What would you do if a good friend of yours called you up and they had said that they just made $500,000 in 90 days in a project? Would you or would you not take a look at that? Okay, so that actually happened to me. However, the problem is 90 days earlier, my same friend called me up and said he was looking at something, and I blew him off. And then I blew him off the next month until he called, left an audio message. I played it out loud. My wife heard it, and she said, "Why don't you just give him a call and see what he's into?" And then he explained to me that he'd made $500,000 in a company, and that was just the tip of the iceberg with the other stuff. And I said, okay, explain this to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a PowerPoint and break down what the story was that he explained to me, and I'm going to explain it to you, and then I'm going to show you the details in a bigger fashion. So let me go to my PowerPoint real quick, and I'm going to show you this. So what happened was I interviewed my good friend Travis on a Zoom. I invited 37 6 and 7 figure money earners to view a presentation where he showed us what he had done. Okay. He then showed us exactly his commissions. I totaled them up for you because in case you can't see this, and I'm going to allow you to watch that full presentation if you like, where he made a little over $500,000 in 90 days. So all this being said, I called him and I asked him what was the project? What are you into? And here's what he told me. He said, by the way, this is where you can find that full overview. It's about 50 minutes long. He knocks it out of the park. It's a detailed explanation. He said there's a company called IX it's a subscription-based company in education that just partnered with a company called Debt about 120 days ago, that they have created the first commodity-backed cryptocurrency out there. Now, I've heard of it. You've probably heard of cryptocurrencies. You may or may not be positive on them. I'm not into the meme coins. I'm not into crypto just per se. I'm like a third grader when it comes to it. But when he explained the projects were involved with things like natural gas, oil, aluminum, gold, satellite services, and so on, it got my attention. Okay. He said that there was the ability to purchase a license for these projects before they really became, kind of out there on the market, earn daily rewards with them, and I could redeem them and put them in my, in a wallet, which if you're familiar with that, or I could actually cash them out. Okay, so and you can track it. There's a mining balance, and I know I'm going through this fast, but I'm going to slow down and get you to understand this. You can check your mining balance, you can see how the tokens are every day, you can check your portfolio balances and so on. Okay, so I'm just trying to get your attention here. All right, so let me slow down and tell you the story. So Travis was explaining to me that what we had here was something in the cryptocurrency space. Now, if you're not familiar with crypto, I'm going to give you a quick overview. Cryptocurrency is a digital payment system that basically doesn't rely on banks. It's recorded to a thing called the blockchain, which is the public ledger right here on digital wallets. This is where everything is moving, okay? The first one you probably ever heard of was Bitcoin. Now, this is not about a regular cryptocurrency. This is completely different than what you probably are familiar with, okay? But I want you to think perspective-wise in the past. Now, I just took this screenshot today that Bitcoin was launched in 2009, and people had to do what they called mine the tokens to create the Bitcoins, the actual coins. Tokens slash coins are the same thing. In 2012, one Bitcoin was $5.30. Right now it's trading at 20. It had a high of 60, and you can see these fluctuations. The thing is going to hit another bull run, and it's going to be insane. The other thing you need to understand, because this is not going backwards, this is just like when the internet and people were skeptical about the internet coming out. Bitcoin has absolutely destroyed returns, comparatively speaking, of all other investments over the last 10 years. We're talking 10-year at 39 and the S&P at 19. Okay, so this is where people are moving to as a way to kind of store value and increase on bigger percentages. Most of you are familiar with the things on here. I pulled this off the net real quick just to give you a comparison of how much larger these types of investments are. Okay, and I'm not an investment advisor. I just need to get your attention real quick. The other thing people are finding out is the dollar is plummeting. We all know this. This is not, it's now no longer if or when. It's just a matter of when this is going to completely fall apart. Okay, so that's, you need to figure out where you're going to get stored value as well. Stock market last month, this was a chart from it. It's lost about 1 trillion over the last month. Cryptocurrency is moving in the right direction. Everything is moving up when it comes to the adoption of this, and more big name companies are taking payments directly through cryptocurrency. Okay, you can literally buy just about anything you can think of now with cryptocurrency. So this is just a quick overview. Here's where we're going to slow down a bit, because if you understand this, you are not going to sleep. So a company called DET, which stands for Decentralized Eco-Friendly Blockchain Technology, they came up with some projects, and I'm going to show you that these are actual projects backed by things such as Black Gold, which BGLD, which is oil. I'm sorry, oil. Grow is the agriculture, NatG is natural gas, DLG is the gold, Explorer, aluminum, and then there's some others coming such as silver. Now, real quick, I'm definitely giving you a disclaimer. I might do this multiple times. Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from transactions. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so do your own due diligence, because past performance does not guarantee future results, okay? So I want to pull one of those out and explain this and slow it down for you. So picture the fact that Black Gold is the oil, okay? What DET has created is they have a proprietary software satellite technology that can isolate mines within 6 centimeters using the same satellite systems as Google Earth. What their technology does is they can locate these things to up to 6 centimeters. Think about that, okay? It's a much more eco-friendly platform to do it. By doing this, they've already got projects in the works, okay? Like this is one of the oil wells that just came out. There's a video right there. I'm not going to play the whole video, where they have, this is the largest oil drill that you can buy in the world today, is what he's saying, okay? You can see the pictures from it and so on, okay? So these are real things that are happening. What they've done to help fund these projects is they've created the tokens, the projects, okay, like the things, and they're selling licenses to those of us who are early adopters, first movers advantage, to help the transactions on the blockchain with the mining of the tokens, and you get the tokens, and I'm going to explain that in a second. So the power of this is, think about this. If you had the ability to own a license on a commodity-backed cryptocurrency that was backed with real, like in Nebraska with the Reserve. Nevada's got 400 million in one of their accounts. There's 11 more sites in Nebraska, 3 in Ghana, multiples in Texas, and so on. And this is just this project, okay? The other things that they're going to jump on board with, they already have the utility token of DET. They have the agricultural one, which helps support a high yield agriculture, contributing to the agricultural industry. Okay, natural gas. I mean, natural gas is totally in the news today and everything like that. Explorer, which is a satellite technology. This is going to allow suppliers around the world using a remote satellite imagery to perform different things that they couldn't do to find certain materials, raw commodities, things like that. It's amazing. That's the one big project they have. Digitally linked gold. Now, this is gold that has already been mined. You'll hear projects out there before, or maybe you've been introduced to them, where they say, hey, we have a mine, there might be gold in it. Okay, that's not what this is. This is actual physical gold that is backing this project already. Aluminum, which is used in just about all kinds of product, everything you can think of is affected. And then if you look at the bottom, like the blocks, the REV, and the DLS is the silver. These are all real world commodities. Okay, so let me show you this. So here's what Travis was telling me. He says, I said, so slow down, Travis, tell me this. He said, so all I got to do is, step one, I got to just buy a license. And he says, yep. I said, then every day without doing anything, that it's going to generate and mine those tokens through the cloud mining, or you could get a device, but the cloud mining. And then I can take those exact rewards based on today's value and cash them in if I wanted to. He said, absolutely. And I was like, holy moly. Now, there's two ways to get licenses. There's a perpetual 10-year minimum license that you can purchase, and some of these aren't cheap. You've got black gold, which is already sold out. You got natural gas, which is $6. Grow is $22.50. Gold is $1,500, and an aluminum $1,750, and XPLR is $1,500. However, somebody could buy the rental programs, which they periodically release, which are only $250, but they're what they call a cycle, is basically a day. Okay, so if I go back, a person could take, and the way I looked at it was I wanted to look for stored value, somewhere that I could, because I'm watching the stock market destroy people's investments and things like that. And I'm not saying this is an investment. I was looking at this, and the way he was looking at it, and we kind of think the same, was a place of stored value with a potential upside that I could get in for maybe a larger amount to get a perpetual license, or I could rent a license that would mine the same amount of tokens daily, just on a limited cycle frame of basically, 20 days, 30 days, 60 days, that kind of thing. Okay. Now, this is my back office. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get this. Now, one of the nice features too is one of the things that we're able to do is, one, we can purchase the licenses ourselves, or two, we actually, if you refer these, they have an affiliate program that you can earn off of the purchase of other people's licenses, which you can turn right around and use to purchase your own licenses if that was a situation you needed. So if I go into my back office here of the IX subscription thing, because they're different companies, IX is just allowing us to partner with DET, and we are the exclusive wholesale licensed sellers. I get resellers. I click on where it says add-ons. I'll be able to scroll through. There's a whole bunch. I'm just using screenshots here. And let's say I wanted to purchase one aluminum right there, top right, okay, for $17.50. All I got to do is click a button right below it, scroll to the bottom. It goes into my cart. I click to pay. I can pay with BIC, pay with my commissions, safety pay, cash payment, or I can do a COD, which is the wire transfer. And once I've done this, it goes right into my back office. It activates depending on, it's pretty much within a few hours if you do Bitcoin. If you do a wire transfer, it's like 48 hours, maybe 72 hours. And then you can see this is just my account in 3 weeks. This is all I did, is I bought one NatG and one aluminum. And if I click on the NatG right there, it's going to open up. And right here, what it's going to do is it's actually going to show me my mining balance. And if this was live right now, you would be able to see this number continually go up within a few seconds. It will mine more and more per day. That's $230 a month. And I have done absolutely nothing besides purchase a license, and I have rewards coming in. And based on if I wanted to cash those in today, I could. I am on the mindset, though, of accumulation, because I believe the upside potential of this is going to be huge. If you were to click on my aluminum, this one's only about a few hours old. I just bought this yesterday. And with this, it's already mined 171 aluminums. And it doesn't even have the mine last cycle because it was yesterday. But just today alone, it's generated $3.85 in current today market value. And again, my objective is not to go out and just cash these in, because I believe the upside is going to be significant. The other amazing thing, and why it's been fairly easy to refer this to people, is they have an app project. They have an app that you can pull the nodes, these things right here I just showed you. This was actually a desktop view, but you can pull up the app and share it with somebody, and right there they can see it. And in real time, they can just watch those tokens being mined. Okay. Now, I am going to recommend, because I'm pretty much done here, I'm going to close with just a couple comments, is if you want more details in full, that was very professionally done when I had those those money earners. I mean, basically, it's people that have made 6-7 figures multiple times in their projects. Take a look at this, and every single one of them jumped on board with this. Go to nodeoverview.com and you can watch it right there. So let me go to my screen real quick, and I want to finish out with this. Here's what I'm going to tell you, is these are real world commodities that are with a new project that hasn't been released before, that is worldwide. Okay, people can do this and buy these things. This is where the future is. This is where everything's going. and you and I have the ability to get involved with something with some significant potential upward potential. Again, there are no guarantees in this kind of stuff. If you should never ever put in money on anything that you don't think you can lose, that kind of thing. But I will tell you this, that I have never seen anything grab people's attention if they've done their due diligence. To go all the way to the beginning of what I just told you was this: is my friend called me and said, hey, it was you know, he was really cool about it. He just said, hey, I got a project I'm looking at. I blew him off. Next month, blew him off. Third month, he said, he just basically said, hey, I don't know what you're up to with your, you know, what you're investing money in or anything like that. You might want to take a look at my project's been doing very well. Okay, doing very well. Yeah, I would say so. And this is just getting started. Okay, so I know I'm a little hyper on this thing, but I want to try to get the emphasis of how important it is for someone to do real due diligence and get their questions answered before they say no to something or yes to something. And again, I would recommend that you watch that nodeoverview.com. You'll see me introduce Travis. He takes it away and he goes through a nice, easy, you know, not as hyper as I just did, explanation of what you have your hands on here. So get back with the person that got you to take a look at this and tell them you want the node overview if you haven't figured out how to get there. And then they can answer your questions, and we can all talk if we need to make sure that you get those questions answered if it's something you want to be a part of. Okay, again, you can buy perpetual licenses, which are the larger ones that are, or if you have them for 10 years, 10 years minimum, or you can get the rentals, which is great. So regardless of where somebody sits, and then there's plenty of other stuff we can talk to you about how you can earn and so on. So thanks again for watching. Get back with that person, and we'll see you on the other side. Thanks.